if you're not from an NLU, they won't even see your CV. So there is a lot of stigma already in our head about it. But you're right. I mean, we have to still approach and try, and something might happen.
And sometimes you just get lucky. I mean, you just get the internship, and then I'll give you a very small anecdote. So I got an internship at a law firm, and I managed to do some quite decent amount of work. It was a mid-sized law firm, but one of the associates, happened to be married to a principal associate at one of India's top tier law firms, and I mean that instantly clicked. I wanted another internship. She made the call, and I got it. She said, "Yo, he's a bright kid. Why don't you give him an internship opportunity?" And I got it. So I think you just, where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, it's
right.
it's an adage, but it's true.
Yeah, so a lot of people just
in
give
this
up
situation.
already. Like they just
Oh no, definitely
they don't
not.
give up. Yeah, so it's just, as you said, you have to try. You can't just like back out and be like, I'm not good enough because I'm not in the top 3 or anything like that. Okay, perfect. So thank you. I think that gives everyone a lot of clarity. Okay, so next question is very interesting. Is what is the a typical day in the life of a corporate lawyer? What is your day-to-day looks like? Yeah.
Are you talking about only day? Because our day does not end with the day.
anything. Just normal, regular day and night.
Sometimes our day ends the next day at 5 a.m. maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So I mean, it's I think the usual timings for law firms. I mean, everyone has a different timing to start. I mean, in the morning, some firms tend to be, starting much earlier than the other ones. And I mean, I speak for my firm. We started usually about 9:30. People are in by then. And I mean, it's a very difficult question because it's such a dynamic kind of a job where it's very difficult to say how your day looks like on an average. I mean, it's just lots of calls, lots of drafting to do, lots of difficult parties to manage, difficult counterparties, parties fighting amongst each other, trying to resolve some of their internal differences, coming to a middle ground to negotiate, and finalizing deals, answering queries of clients. Some of them have a lot of corporate governance related queries. Some of them have structuring queries. So we do all of that, and we also do get the time to catch up with our colleagues, have a cup of coffee or something. I mean, within the firm. It is very important, but unfortunately a lot of organizations tend to overdo that. I mean, the coffee takes over and the work takes a backseat sometimes, and that's why you stretch into the evening and into the night. So, I mean, fortunately enough, we don't follow that kind of a work culture. I mean, we always want to finish our work as soon as possible in the evening and buzz off. Yeah, no FaceTime.
So I mean, and
most importantly,
ending time. Like what time does the day end?
So it's a very difficult one actually, because your day could sometimes if you're having a really good day where there's not a lot of work, not a lot of traction happening on any of your deals. I mean, you can get free by about 6:30 or so, and because there's no concept of a FaceTime, at least at my firm. If you don't have a lot of stuff going on your plate, you can go home early and take the time off. But and I think just to answer your question properly, I would say it also depends on practice areas. There are some of the other practice areas which are relatively more demanding. For example, banking and finance practice. There, your average day would, I guess, not end before say 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. And there are some other practice areas where it's slightly better on a daily basis, just because of the kind of work they do, not necessarily because of some other reasons. But yeah, so I think the average work day is about, I think 11 to 13 hours.
But it's not like you're pulling an all-nighter every day. It's just when it's like there's a lot of workload.
Yeah, I mean, we're all humans at the end of the day, right? We all enjoy a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
So we can't pull all-nighters every night and then come back to office. That only happens in suits. Doesn't happen in the real life.
Yeah. I think there was a question that do you think you are Harvey Specter, like Harvey Specter in any way?
Do you think I look like Harvey Specter? Thank you very much for the compliment.
I think everyone they start relating themselves to one of the two characters.
No, and I have been talking. I mean, we have a lot of interns who come into a law firm for the first time and expect it to be like they're on the sets of suits. It just doesn't turn. I mean, one example that I give to everyone is, I mean, a lot of people see Mike coming in early at a board meeting, throwing the file on the table and on the table saying, you know, I found it, I've got it. But you know what they don't show is the midnight oil that he's been burning to go through heaps of thousands of papers to actually find that one piece of evidence that favors him. And I think the second part is what the glamour of putting the file on the table.
Sorry.
So I'm saying they don't show that he burns the midnight oil and puts in all the effort to get the evidence that helps him. So I keep telling the interns, you know, the part that they don't show on suits is what the real life of a corporate lawyer is, and not what they show on the show.
Absolutely. And
I mean, that moment of glamour comes after 10 hours of work. Sorry?
Yeah. Or somehow they always end up winning the cases. So that's also not how it happens.
Of course. I mean, I'm an M&A lawyer, so it's not really about winning or losing. But yeah, you concede some arguments. Some arguments go in your favor. You have good days, you have bad days. But I think it all you know adds up and averages out at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think these movies and these shows play a lot of role in people's lives while choosing careers as a lawyer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you give us some insight in like the field of corporate law? What all does it include, and any areas which people might be interested in? Any simple area that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so I think broadly, corporate law practice is focused on kind of 4-5 core areas. I mean, one would be, of course, what I do, mergers and acquisitions, you know, strategic and private equity transactions. I mean, just to give you a little bit of an overview about it, I mean, it's just it's just maybe one company investing in another company. I mean, they could be funds based out of Mauritius, Singapore, US, or there could be strategic industry players, for example, you know, trying to enter into a strategic collaboration to help both the businesses grow. So, I mean, we do a lot of strategic M&A, where say a company in the chemical space buys another company out, maybe you know, to increase synergies. Or we also advise a lot of private equity players who are in the investment purely for financial reasons. I mean, they want to come in. I mean, it's like debt, right? I mean, they want to come in. They've calculated a rate of return that they're going to get on investments. They be on the management for 4 years, 5 years, and then they get out when they see that the time is right. So it's like a financial investment play, but just that it comes with the equity risk, because you're a part. You have a skin in the game. You have an equity in the company. So that's on the equity side. I mean, the other side is probably banking and finance, where you act for a lot of, you know, private multinational banks, public sector banks. You do a lot of work for private multinational banks actually, and you help them on lending transactions. Lending transactions can be as simple as, you know, doing a loan agreement, and it could be as complex as, you know, doing bond issuances, for example. I mean, structuring the loan as a bond. And then there's a lot of security, pledging of shares going on there, lots of structures to look at, which connects to another practice area, which is called, you know, capital markets. Capital markets, again, is, I mean, you would have commonly heard the word listing ho gaya, I mean, IPO. So I think the people doing the actual work in terms of drafting all the prospectus and IPO related documentation is also people sitting in law firms. So that is the capital markets practice. Where there are bonds which are sorry. So I'm saying there's an equity capital markets component and there's a debt capital market segment where you do a lot of bond issuances. So that's another practice area. Then we have something called competition law and antitrust. You would have heard a lot about, you know, about Amazon and Flipkart being under the scanner, for example, and these companies for, you know, a lot of companies for unfair trade practices, for example. You had a lot of media reports.
Right.
So actually, that all happens because India has a competition law. I mean, you have to always be fair in your competition. So we
Right.
do look at those laws and matters around it. Uh, I think that's all I can think
Yeah,
of in terms of the
I think that was a very
areas of
broad
corporate
answer for
law.
everyone. Awesome. So,
Yeah.
do you recommend anyone doing a specialized? As you said in your NLUs, you have specializations, but in other law schools, like in mine also, there wasn't a specialization that you could do. So, do you recommend going out and doing these specializations if this is the field that you want to pick?
I mean, it would certainly help, but I don't think a lot
Okay.
because there's a lot of stuff going on in a law firm
Right.
that you will not be able to grasp no matter how many degrees you have and no matter
Correct.
what specialization you have done.
Correct.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, after doing 2 years, I'll speak from my personal experience. I did 2 years of corporate law specialization. But when I entered a law firm for the first time, I found myself to be starting from zero. And I
Oh.
think that is how exactly it is for everyone. They all start from zero because you don't have the practical understanding. I think most critically, if someone wants to pursue a career at a corporate law firm, I think what you really need to focus on is to gain in-depth knowledge of at least the Companies Act. I would say the Contract Act, Transfer of Properties Act, uh, and if possible, do read up on legislations like the Foreign Exchange Management Act and some of the other corporate law related statutes. And I think if your groundwork is done, you have the adequate knowledge of the law. I don't think any other specialization is required. Once
Yeah,
you're
it's
in the
not
law firm,
fun.
it's not required. You will gain it out of practical experience.
Right. So that time can be better spent doing an internship, maybe in the field, and actually getting hands-on experience. Right.
Of course, I think an internship really helps. It really helps.
Okay, awesome. I hope you guys are clear on the fields that you can pick, or if you want, you can actually personally message him about if any of those fields interest you in any way. And if he has time, he'll answer. I'm not guaranteeing if he'll reply to you, but you can try.
No, no, sure.